oh, I'm paying that much, so they'll be fine. And that's their motto, by the way. Come back on the warranty. It's always come back on the warranty. Oh, there's no problem, come back on the warranty. Give me my money, but come back on the warranty.
You know, people often assume we only showcase RV inspections that go off the rails. We actually show you every RV inspection we do, and the truth, a full 70% of our clients actually go on to purchase their RVs. That other 30%, well, those are the jaw-dropping disasters that no one, and we mean no one, could have predicted until we peeled back the layers. And yes, that 30% includes brand new RVs straight from the manufacturer. That's right, factory fresh and still flawed. So we've got to ask, where is the quality control hiding these days? Sometimes the issues are so glaring, we're honestly shocked they weren't caught before we showed up with our toolkits and our flashlight parade. But here's the thing. What's a deal breaker for you might be a manageable fix for someone else. In today's inspection, our client was thrilled, and I mean thrilled, with the results. He told us point blank that he never would have found these issues on his own until it was too late. Now, with a solid punch list in hand, he can work with his dealership to get everything buttoned up and hit the road as one very happy camper. So what did we find on this shiny new 2023 Fleetwood Discovery LXE? Grab your popcorn, because this one's worth watching.
It's RV inspection day, and today we are in Lawrenceville, Georgia, about to inspect this beautiful 2023 Fleetwood LXE 44S. Now stick around. We have no idea what we're going to find, and our customers are back home waiting to hear from us and hoping that we are going to have nothing, and this is going to be the picture perfect unit.
All right, first glimpse. So I already went around. Let me show you what I found already. This is brand new, 2023. You're picking up, you're leaving. The minute you show up, they're gonna walk you around and it's done. See, that's why we do inspections. And that's why we try to help you guys out. This is the first thing I find. So this rear slide out is totally out of whack. And this needs adjustment right off the bat. That's the first thing. And I was gonna say, she's gonna start that engine. And now they're gonna bring us to be ready to be parked somewhere. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll see you at lunchtime. Okay, lunchtime recap. We already saw my outside slide out on the street side, on the driver's side. That's out of whack. Now we've inspected all those 4 slides. It's Fleetwood. You know I'm biased because I like Fleetwood. I like the rev group. They typically are consistent. But just to tell you, even from consistent companies, there's a lot of mishaps. So I don't know. You're paying $600,000-700,000. Just a detail. First thing Laurel sees when she comes in. Okay, are you okay with this? Are you leaving now? All right, no, that's fine. Come back on the warranty. How much is that going to cost you? Time, money. Those are the things you got to constantly keep in mind. Is you always think that, oh, I'm paying that much, so they'll be fine. And that's their motto, by the way. Come back on the warranty. It's always come back on the warranty. Oh, there's no problem. Come back on the warranty. Give me my money, but come back on the warranty. And this is why this customer was smart too, to see what's going on before picking it up. And I'll see the owner at the end of the day. You know, I always tell you that on the production line, a lot of boxes as in slide out, are made at different places. You can see the character of who built it that day at that time, when they were on this one, when they were on this one, when they were on the other one. All of those little things add up. Just to give you an idea, on this one, which just happened to be 2 or 3 things, but right here, I got sealant missing, right in that little crevice. But this separated. There's no sealant in there. Even this, both of those corners are not held up. Those, trust me, because I had to re-glue one of mine. Both corners are the same way, they're wobbly. Which brings me to another topic. Let's stay in here. That's me. I will note it. But that's just my eye looking at this. If I'm looking at this, all right, well, I'm just gonna say this. Right there, this is the aluminum of my bedroom, so this is my bedroom. So as we've seen before, this doesn't touch. Okay, so how is this helping me out? You're gonna say, well, Jesus, Pierre, you're underneath the floor. There's an umbrella right over it. Oh, okay, well, what was the point of putting a seal if it's not gonna do the job? See, this one does, because this one is long enough to flip back and forth when it's going up and down. Not the other ones. There's no way the other one's gonna do this. I don't understand the concept of some engineers. This doesn't fit, this doesn't work, but who am I to say? they're gonna tell you that this is how they manufacture. Also on the roof, that's the first thing, not the first thing, but one of the first thing I did this morning. So we're gonna show you a couple of snippets. Life safety. You were coming up here and you were leaving when, you said? That third AC in the back, the front anchor is gone. So you can see the front end of that shroud is gonna lift, is gonna pick up in the wind, and it's gonna become a projectile to somebody. Let me tell you, during your PDI, when's the last time you heard a customer telling you that, well, yeah, the rep brought us on top of the roof to see that everything was fine? Never. And also the front radio, the antennas of both the radios, the Sirius and the radio, as you can see, there's no sealing there, it just needs to be corrected. Nothing special, nothing particular. Everything is pretty much solid. The AC, it could have been a branch. Little details, as we've talked before, every time you park, see, I use this spigot. We have that on Class A's to pull the window awning. But like mine, see those kind of things, you gotta remember there's two seals there, but you want this one to work as it's supposed to. Just get yourself a stick or get yourself some of those little tabs that you can actually stick on the wall that would actually unroll it. This one's gonna be an easy one because it's not too high, but earlier I had this one over here, but I was with my ladder checking it out. Even this one, that's one that you can access, but see how it will bring down your water? So just keep that in mind. Unroll those. I'm gonna have to show it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to show it, so. Just take your time and unroll those. Because it gets memory, because it's rubber, it will keep the shape at a certain point. So you might be lucky that one day they'll almost all come out all the time. See, like every time we park, I always arrange those to make sure that the water would go down. But here's another place, floor trim. So if you remember, a floor trim, if that's what it is, you know that I'll have water. This is my floor. So let's go show you something else on the other side. I know in my water bay, as we can see right here, I've got an issue with water. It's coming, I'll have to check into that, but I already have water coming out of the system somewhere in the water bay, so I'll have an issue of water somewhere, but my point again is you were picking that up and you were leaving. All right, let's go see what Lowell has inside.
So let's talk about stow and go. This is a beautiful stow and go because Jim can be driving and his wife can actually come over here and make him a cup of coffee. He can also have a sandwich, make lunch right here, and actually you have access to the bathroom. Now, if they really wanted to, they could crawl into bed, they could flip over the bed and go into the back. Is that ideal? No, but could it happen? Yes. So do I think this is a good stow and go? Yes, I do. It's A-okay. So it's lunchtime. What I want to remind you is that when Pierre and I inspect a brand spanking new unit, 2023, $500,000, we don't expect the things that we tell you are going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe they saw those things. Our customer wants to know all the nitty gritty. So it's not necessarily deal breakers, but let me just say, if I was paying this amount, I'd want things to be nearly perfect. Just an example, right here is the pull-out island, and here we have a big chunk of wood missing off from the island, which to me, once that's open, it's visible to the eye for anybody coming from this side. That's my opinion. So I've got to tell my customer. Then coming into the bedroom, again, it's not a big deal, but rubbing my hands on the wall, I have got a staple that's sticking out here. Now let me just say, that's sharp. So yeah, so somebody could get cut on that, right? And then the next thing I'm going to show you is right over here. So check out this wall. Nothing is attached at all. Nothing. So this whole entire sidewall wiggles because nothing's attached. And then the other thing that I have is here in the bathroom. And over here in the corner, this trim right here is not attached also. So are they deal breakers? No, of course not. But does he want these to be perfect when he leaves? Yeah, for the amount that he's paying? Absolutely. And I would too. In the comments below, let me know, if you're buying a brand spanking new rig, do you expect it to be 99.9% when you're pulling out of the dealership? Or you really don't care? Tell us in the comments below. If you enjoy our videos, we would love it if you'd hit subscribe, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment. If you don't know what to comment, just say C4BO, comment for Blue Ox, and don't forget, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when our next video comes out.
Here we are with the owner of this beautiful Fleetwood 44S. I had a ball today. It was kind of nice, but
Discovery LXE.
Discovery LXE. Yeah, we talked about that, the proudness of the LXE. And it's hard for us because I'm biased, because I like Fleetwood, because we own one. So I see them a little bit differently. And I try to be objective, but I actually like a lot of things that they do. So why did you wanted to have an inspection done on a brand new unit? What was the purpose of saying, I'm buying this for $500,000, let's say, and for the price I'm paying, shouldn't they do that for
Very
you?
fair question. Really good question. In reality, we haven't done this for a long, long time, and I know what I don't know. And I thought, I need to hire a professional who does this all the time and can see the things, and some of the things we've talked about even today.
Yeah.
See things that I would never catch. I'd never know to even look to catch. So it's nice having someone as professional as you and Laurel go through the unit and catch things, again, my wife and I would never catch until probably it was too late.
So, yeah, because we walked around, I showed you a little bit what we found, and I know once you know, it's just, oh, okay, well, now I know, I understand where it comes from.
Now I see it.
But if you came up and picked up your unit on Friday morning at 10 o'clock, like they tell you to do, would you have went on the roof to check your AC cover that is gone? Would you check your shock that is blown up in the back of the tag axle?
You're proving my point.
and that's the point I'm trying to make people understand. Once you know, well, that's easy. Look, it's all in the report. Yeah, I could have seen all of that. Okay, but you don't know what you're looking for. So it's like, that's why we offer that service, because that's what we do for a living.
Right.
And I'm not trying to downgrade people by saying, well, you wouldn't have found this. You could if you spent a couple of days and say, okay, well, what am I looking for?
Maybe.
And
Perhaps.
Thank you. Maybe.
But a lot of the things that we've talked about today,
Yeah.
I would never have seen
Yeah.
until it was too late or something significant had happened.
Yeah.
So, it leads to the next question of why Blue Ox?
Yeah. Why Blue Ox?
And just the fact that when you look at your references on the internet and you look at the kind of reports you're doing, the thoroughness of that, I'm not sure that anyone else, of course I haven't checked the entire market, but anyone else would be as thorough as you are.
Well, thank you.
So that goes on the inside the coach as well as the outside.
Yeah, we know
I
you
to
have
make
something
sure
for Laurel. We know
everything's
that.
good for
Yes,
Laurel.
yes.
I don't want to mess up there at all. But the reality of it is,
Yes.
y'all are so thorough.
Thank you.
And it gives a coach buyer a much better feel and more confidence in buying a unit. My goodness, this is a new unit. If you have a used unit or a pre-owned unit, if you didn't have an inspection done, you're just begging for trouble.
Right. See, we just did one. We just came back from one, a couple of thousand miles away, and that was it. $27,000 of fixing that he had to do, and he was going to pay the price asking.
No.
So that's the purpose. Not that it's going to happen all the time, but like you said, at least once you know what you didn't know, well, now you know that it's going to be fixed, it's going to be corrected, or.
Hi, I'm Vanessa.
I'm Michael. We just spent a week down here in Mesa, Arizona at the Blue Ox training facility. We've spent a week learning all aspects of RV inspection. It's been great. I feel like we've got the best foot forward to become good inspectors. We hope to move forward with our own business and take all the training from the best people in the business to new heights in Southern California.
A lot of information, a lot of learning.
If you're ever thinking about getting the best training to become an RV inspector, you don't have to look any further. They're fantastic people. We have had a great week here, learning and meeting new friends. Just been a fantastic experience.
Coming into it, we knew it would be a lot, but it was so much more.
I looked into other people's programs, and I don't think it compares at all to what we've learned this week. I'm looking forward to taking all that information and putting it to use. It's been a great experience.
The first question that Jim asked when he came in, he says, Pierre, is there something you would tell me in this unit that you found today that would be a, don't buy this? And I think you agree. He says, no, everything is fixable, everything is
Right.
fine. And it's brand spanking new. It just came in, it just was made, I'm trying to remember the date, but it's just got made a couple of months. March of 2023.
But I'm buying it knowing everything that needs a little attention.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing really needs to be fixed much.
Yeah.
But just some things that have nuances need to be some tender loving care.
This is going to
And
be a great ride,
it's great.
I think.
We're excited.
Yeah,
We're
me
really
too. I'm excited for you. We're excited for you. We loved our day. This was awesome. And pleasure. It
Pleasure's
was nice.
all mine.
Pleasure is yours. You're right. On top of it, he gets Laurel on top of that with his pleasure. Thank you very much. All right, so we're back to the end of the day recap. As you may know by now, we have a couple of things. I got a couple of major things, little things, but everything's fixable. But on this particular frame, just to give you an idea of the kind of dangling that I have, all those wires, you know, even this zip tie is almost touching the ground. And then I have, well, we'll probably see right there that shock that's on the steer axle that has been dent, so somebody backed up into it or something hit it. So those are my two major things I found this afternoon. Tires are all good. Sure, he's going to have his report. He's going to see what he has to forward with that create request list that he's going to forward to the service department, and he should be in good shape. Let's go see what Laurel has for us inside.
So it's the end of the day, and we have had a great time today. This is a beautiful coach, and as you can see, there's not a lot of things that are wrong with it, but there's a lot of little things that Jim needs to have fixed before he leaves to go on the trail. So nothing that's going to prevent him from buying the coach. For example, he's got this fireplace, and behind the fireplace, and I'm not going to open it, is a huge cubby, but the door needs to be adjusted, so right now he has to lift it in order to shut the door. The other thing is that we're missing sealant here around the sinks, so definitely need some sealant. We have sealant missing in the shower also. So in the shower, we have leaking that's coming out, but not where you would normally see it. So it's down where the grout should be. So somewhere somebody has missed putting the grout there. I'm inside the shower looking out, and I want you to look right here, because this sealant does not touch the shower metal at all. So we'll see. Maybe it will leak, maybe it won't. But I wanted you to see what I saw. This is a pretty penny to pay for, and you want it to be pristine, right? Because it's brand new. The other thing is that we have the bed lift. The bed lift control is just laying on the floor. There's the mechanism, but there's no place to actually hang the controller. Now I did a load of wash, and what was strange about that is that I couldn't open up the door, and it had an error code, and I messed with the washing machine and finally got the door open, and there was freestanding water, dirty water that was in the washing machine. Okay, so now I was able to get the door open, and you can see this freestanding water in here, and it smells. I don't know what to tell you it smells like, but it's not nice. So how long has this been in here? I don't know. When I was able to finally do a load, I did a rinse cycle, which is 20 minutes, and it got to 13 minutes for about 2 hours. It stayed at 13 minutes. So something is definitely wrong with the washing machine. We have several shades that are not attached to the windows. Not a big deal. Jim will figure that out. He'll attach the shades, but still, it's things that we need to tell our customer. And then the one thing that's going to drive him crazy when he lays in bed at night, actually it's eye level for him because he's really tall, is the molding in the bedroom and the bathroom. It's almost like they forgot to put the end cap of the molding in there to finish it off nicely. But he's going to be seeing that, I think, quite a bit unless they fix it. So remember, and do never forget.
Hold on. It's not all about the destination. It's all about the journey.